could walk with your sister the moon. Let a pale light in to fill up the room. You've been living on the ground. You've been eating from a can. You've been running away from what you don't understand. Oh. She's slipping down, you're sliding down. Well, she'll be there when you hit the ground. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. She moves in mysterious ways. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. She moves in mysterious ways. Long ago, my friends, giants and monsters walked the earth. There were beetles, there were stones, and an iron butterfly. There were the who, the what, the where, the why, and a zeppelin of lead. And the faithful worshipped at their feet. But in time, giants grow old. And the people ask who shall join their company, who shall climb up and take their place on the mountain. Four lads pushed their way to the front of the line and said, let us try to go up the mountain. And the wise among us laughed. Ha! It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Were they brave? Were they blessed? Were they simply balmy? Because they kept on climbing. Even when their fingers slipped in the dark and howling night, they kept on climbing. And when the springtime came, the people looked up there. Sitting there with St. Percy and St. Paul and even wicked old Devil Mick sat four lads from Dublin. They looked pretty good up there in their big sunglasses. They weren't ever coming down. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome lead guitar and vocals, the last rock stars, Bono and The Edge. All right. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Really great to have you here. Thank you for coming here. We kept this show in the file marked top secret. And consequently, when I invited a pal who's here tonight, I told him it's an Irish fella and a Welsh bloke. And he said, is it Van Morrison and Tom Jones? So Van, Tom, thanks for joining us on your day off.
Great to be here.
Yeah, well.
Great to be here, man.
Adam and Larry, they're at the spa, yeah?
They're sissies. We're real working men in Nuke too. Do bar mitzvahs, doing wedding later.
Yeah.
Tomorrow a funeral.
Yeah.
Maybe yours.
So, you know, we started out approximately the same time. We were a little bit up ahead of you. And I remember the first time I ever heard you play in person. It was in the cold and windy town of Gateshead in the northeast of England. And
Right.
we were there, and I heard this sound, and I went, I have to be honest, I didn't know what the hell you were doing.
We didn't either.
But when I heard you playing I Will Follow, I thought, that's not a song as I know it. It's not shaped like a song. It's like I know it's trouble coming. It sounded like distant thunder, you know, but I didn't know what it was, where it began and ended, and it was like you willed those things into existence. I mean, what were the groups that were directly influential on you?
I think we were influenced a lot by music that was rooted in Europe, like the krautrock, the German sort of sensibility, the music of Neu and Kraftwerk, which was about a different sort of way of using chord changes and a sort of nihilistic approach to the backbeat. And I think there's a little bit of that in I Will Follow, definitely. And the bands, the UK bands that were also hip to all that were like the Banshees and probably Echo and the Bunnymen. And we were definitely part of that
Magazine?
camp. Yeah, Magazine, definitely.
But we did go 17, engaged with 17, I was 18, to see you in the Stella in Rathmines, and you blew our minds. And everybody who was there formed a band. And it was true. And
you should point out that the Stella in Rathmines only holds about 4 groups worth of people. It wasn't like a hugely big place.
there would not be room for a jazz funk ensemble.
No, neither on the stage or in the audience, as I
But the
recall.
two seminal concerts for us were The Clash and Elvis Costello and the Attractions. And might I say, what an extraordinary honor it is to hear this band, The Imposters. And Larry, if he was here, would be very nervous indeed in front of Pete Thomas, who's one of his most admired drummers.
He doesn't get enough credit. I've got to show everybody here a little, at the risk of embarrassing myself as much as you, I think, a little historical artifact. Can we put that up on the monitor? Look, we've got this thing. This is that day that we played together. Look, ourselves and the Attractions, Ian Dury, and a little-known group of fresh-faced boys from Dublin, U2, Pauline Murray, Doll by Doll, and then my eyesight goes after that. I don't know, it's not what it was. And then it was sort of like we looked around, we saw you there, and looked around, and then whoosh, to the moon. It was like, next time you went around, I think it was like Red Rocks and, setting everybody on fire.
Space travel, a speciality. Well, you're right to say that our thing came from nowhere, and there weren't many roots to what we did. And I remember Bob Dylan and Van Morrison actually challenging us at one point, just saying, where are your roots? And I was thinking, well, we don't have any. It's like our music's come from outer space. And we then went off to learn about music and what was happening. But it was year zero.
You mentioned Echo and the Bunnymen in passing, a group I really love. Liverpool groups, obviously, me and my family from being from Liverpool. Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah. That's right. Were there particular favourites? Was there any thoughts, well, I've heard that, we can do that better, or, we can go much further with this approach to wide open spaces in the music?
Well, Crocodiles, I think, was a bit of a throwdown for us, just how great that first Echo and the Bunnymen album was. It was just so powerful. The songwriting was so good. We met Echo and the Bunnymen, remember, in a club in the States. And, a bunch of young guys, 2 different groups meeting for the first time. It was a little sussing each other out. It wasn't like openly warm and friendly, but we sort of broke the ice and we started
Dating.
getting to know each other. And
then the singer wanted to kill me.
That's right.
As lovers do.
I heard once that you actually you mentioned the challenge of Van and Bob Dylan to reveal your roots. So did anybody ever say to you, like, here's the guitar, you play it, show us how that one goes when you shrink it down, because it's like almost like a sound collage sometimes what you're doing,
It's something our producer, Steve Lillywhite, always says to us on every album is, okay, let's now just play it on acoustic guitar. And we never, ever do. And we just stick to our guns of working up the track till it's pretty much almost finished, and then start trying to figure out what it is.
When you're assembling the music, you must obviously have some guiding mood or some title or something attached to it, some concept.
It's more like a kind of archaeology or something. It's like we're just digging in the ground, hoping to find valuable things. And we improvise a lot, and we get the music to a place where there's a sort of a feeling that we like or feel that we haven't heard before. And then I try to put into words the feeling that is in the music. So very rarely do I come with the words first. And so that is a bizarre back-to-front way of doing it. So when somebody comes to you and says, play some songs, not only do we don't know how to play our songs, we don't know how to play anyone else's. So for all the jokes about weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs, and by the way, I think you two, in a very essential way, are for weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs. I mean, I actually think that's truly, are emotionally
Yeah.
what we're about. The best of times, the worst of times kind of thing. And, you know, when it would terrify us when people, you know, accomplished songwriters would say, look, we'll play one of mine, you know. And I do remember listening to Keith Richards and Mick Jagger in New York, and they played just the most incredible set of old standards and 50s country stuff. Keith at the piano, this incredible voice of Mick Jagger. And then they turned to me. And
To do your party piece, yeah?
Yeah, and I was like, even if the edge was there, we'd have both run out. Because that's not what we did. But then after that point, we did start to think about songwriting in a more formal sense.
So let's play some music, right?
Not afraid of anything in this world. There's nothing you can throw at me that I haven't already heard. I'm just trying to find a decent melody, a song that I can sing in my own company. I never thought you were a fool. But darling, look at you. Gotta stand up straight. Gotta carry your own weight. 'Cause your tears are going nowhere, baby. You got to get yourself together. You got stuck in a moment, and now you can't get out of it. Forsake the colors that you bring, or the nights you filled with fireworks. Did they leave you with nothing? I'm still enchanted by the light you brought to me. Still listen through your ears, through your eyes I can see. You are such a fool to worry like you do. I know it's tough. You can never get enough of what you don't really need now. You got to get yourself together. You got stuck in a moment, and you can't get out of it. Asleep. The water is warm till you discover how deep. I wasn't jumping, for me it was a fall. So long way